Hi, this is Raven. Following the cutscene tutorial I did, I had a subscriber request that I create another tutorial focusing on animated briefings. So I've got a little demo set up here. What I'll do is I'll play it just so you can see what things we can do, and then we'll go through how to do it. Just press play.
You'll be dropped off at Bala Airstrip. Local militia will pick you up and take you to a dock, north of Leka. You will need to keep your heads down as you pass through Katkula. A local fisherman has been paid to take you across to a small beach landing, located north of the abandoned railway depot. Once on mainland, you will need to make your way to the power plant, using the jungle for concealment. The power plant is lightly guarded, which should pose no problem for you. Once the guards have been neutralized, plant the explosives and head for the airport. I suggest using the explosion as a distraction, in addition to the power and therefore the lights now being out, to clear the airport. Once you have cleared the airport, we can use it to bring in reinforcements.
And that's it, that's the end of the briefing. And there's our contact that's going to pick us up. So let's go through it. Right, so if we go to the map, now with any sort of mission editing, you're going to have some idea of what you want and how you want the mission to pan out. So you've just seen the briefing. That was my sort of idea for the demo. So if we were just to lay out that again, so if you're going to lay out your mission briefing, just start off by, go to markers, using whatever markers you want. So you notice I've got a load of empty markers here. We'll come to that in a sec. So try and ignore them for now. And just start off by adding in whatever you want. So I use standard drawn. You can use whatever markers you want. So standard military's slightly different look to it. But whatever you use, you just need to remember what the script name is. So if we go to pick up here on the standard drawn, you see it's HD underscore pickup. Whereas if you go to the military one, it's MIL underscore pickup. So just like you need to know what they are for your script. So I wanted a flag to start off with, and then I wanted to pick up. Obviously, I'm just chucking these down, but you want to place them more accurately. I just don't want to get in the way of the existing stuff. So I wanted a flag there to start off with. I wanted a pickup marker because I want to get picked up, and I wanted to go over to the dock over here. So I used the dot for the dock. And I had in my mind that potentially there could be some enemy in this town as they pass through, so use a little warning. So fill out your map with the markers you want, and that's the first stage. The second stage is thinking about what parts you want animated. So to begin with, I wanted the whole map to be shown, because if you just have the animation on the first marker you want, when your briefing starts, it will zoom straight to that first marker. So I wanted the whole map to open up. So I've put an empty marker right in the middle of the map. So that's our first animation. So it's kind of tricking the animation, if you like. So hopefully this will make more sense when we open the script up, but just try and follow along if you can. So empty marker in the middle. We're starting off here, and then we're going to zoom down to here, and this is our next animation point. Now, because we've got pickup right next to it, it makes absolutely no sense to have an animation there because we're already in that area. So this is where you can use just show and hide to save yourself an animation. So that one there is an animation. That one there is a show and hide. Now, the other trick you want to do is if you want to see a few markers at once. So if um, if you just want the marker to zoom to there and then zoom to there and then zoom to there, that's fine. You can leave it as it is. But I wanted, once I'd zoomed in here, the recording that I did, he mentions going to the dock and passing through the town. So I wanted to see all three of those in the same sort of animation, if you like. So again, I put a little trick down here. So it's an empty marker. I've called it central one. So basically, I've roughly put it central to these three markers. So my animation after here will go to here and zoom out enough so I can see all three. So that's something else to bear in mind. And again, I've done it here. So I wanted to see these markers in this area together. So I've just put a marker in the center somewhere. So that'll be my next animation. Now the other one I used, apart from the standard drawn, is I think it was NATO independent. No, it wasn't. NATO civilian. Yeah, NATO civilian. I used the little ship just to represent the boat going across the water. So it doesn't matter what you use. Again, you just need to know that one was C_ship. So that's it. So lay it out. The ones that you want animated is stage 3 now. So this flag is the one we want animated. So if you double click on it, we need to name it. So let's give it a name of MKR, short for marker, _flag, because that's what I wanted it to be. So that's just a kind of a reminder to myself. And then what it's for. So this is how I sort of create the names. So what it's for, so I'll say drop off. Now marker type, now we want to change it. Go to system, empty. Okay. So the name that I give it helps me when I've got a map full of empty markers. I want to know what that was supposed to be when I start writing the script. So just by hovering over it, I know that that was supposed to be a flag marker. So the reason we convert them to a empty marker is the animation sequence defines what the marker type is. So obviously we don't need to do it with the ones we're hiding and showing, so we'll just leave that as is. But any ones you want animated, you need to convert to an empty. So once you've done all that, we'll then open up the script and then hopefully some of this will start making a bit more sense. So now we're in the mission folder, and I'll just quickly go over the extra files we've got in here. So we've got the mission SQM, which is just what you'll have as standard. The extras, so sounds and description, I'm not going to cover in this tutorial because I've already covered that in the last tutorial. If you want to work out how to do sounds, go and see that tutorial. The light flash, I'm not going to go through that. That's just the guy flashing his lights at the end just to add a bit more ambience. The init, I'll open that in a sec. That's just basically the same as if you were doing a cutscene. So the init SQF is the file that fires as soon as your mission starts. So anything you want to start at the beginning of your mission, you want to put it in the init. So if we just quickly open that up, you can see all it does is it fires the animated briefing SQF. So what we'll do is we'll open up the animated briefing. So at the very start, we've got here marker pickup and marker caution, and we're basically saying hide those markers at the beginning before we do anything. So these are the markers that are not going to be animated because there was no need to. So next we're going to open the map. So open map, true, false. Now this is quite important. So for testing, I would have true, false. What this means is when you test something, if you're in the middle of that briefing and you think, oh, that's not quite right, I want to make an adjustment, you can press escape and it will stop it. Now, if you had true, true, it stops the player. I've put a little note there, stops the player closing the map. So if you want whoever is playing this mission to not close the map, you want to make sure they see the whole briefing, you want to put true, true. So I would do that once your mission's complete and you're happy with it, or your briefing's complete and you're happy with it. And I'd do true, true before you release it to Steam. That way they're forced to watch that briefing, but it's just a bit of a pain if you're editing the mission and you're doing tests. So I would leave it on false until you're ready. So the next line, map animation. So the 0, the first number, so 0 here, that's how long it takes to go to that animation. So obviously we're opening the map, so we instantly want it in the center of the map. So, and the 0.6, that's the zoom level. So obviously that will change for different maps, if maps are different sizes, and it will change depending on how zoomed in or zoomed out you want to be on different markers. So within 0 seconds, we're going to go to the marker position, the marker map central. So center of the map instantly, and zoom out at 0.6, which basically sees the whole map. And then this bit here, map animation commit. So that just forces it to do what we've just asked it to do. So we're going to wait 3 seconds. So sleep 3, we'll wait 3 seconds once we've opened it, and then we'll go to our first animation. So the next animation, it's going to take 2 seconds to get there, and we're going to zoom in to 0.1 at marker 1. So marker 1 is the flag. And then we've got commit to that, and then we're going to sleep for 2 seconds. So then what we're going to do is that marker 1, so the marker 1 was an empty marker. So marker 1, set marker type. So now we're going to change from empty to HD flag. And then we're going to say marker 1, change the color to blue. And again, marker 1, set text drop off. So we want it to say drop off on the marker. Now this bit here, player, say 2D drop off, that's a part of my sounds. So I just went to one of these sites where you type a load of text in and the bot says it, and I just recorded it. So you can go ahead and do that. That's pretty easy to do. The 3.5 seconds is obviously I want it to wait there until the sound clip has played through. So took about 3 seconds, allowed a little bit more. Then we move to our next one. So marker pickup. So call this function show marker. So we've not animated it, we've just shown it because we hit it at the beginning. And then player, say this second catchphrase. So it's basically saying a local will pick you up. Sleep 1, because it took 1 second to say it. Next animation. This is the one where we've tricked it. We've tricked the animation and we go into a central position. So go to that center position, but we don't want to change that to anything because that's just a trick for the animation. But we do want to change marker 3. So marker 3 was the dock, and it took 1 second to get there. zoom level of 0.3, so it's different to 0.1. That's so I wanted to see a number of markers at once. So we've gone to the central position. We'll wait there for 1.5 seconds, and then after 1.5 seconds, marker 3, which is an empty marker, change to HD dot. Change the color to black, and add some text saying dock. Again, I've played another sound clip, so keep your heads down when they go through the town. So add another marker, so marker 2, because we went past marker 2. It's marker 2, empty marker. Change it to a HD warning. Change the color to red this time, because it's appropriate for a warning. And I've added some text saying caution. And then also what I've added is marker 2. I want it to blink so it flashes. So this is another thing you can do with the animation. So that's one of the things you can do is make it blink as well as change color and change type. So the first number is the speed in which it blinks. The second number is how many blinks it does before it goes steady. So sleep for 4 seconds, and then the next animation. So again, we've gone to another trick. So center 2, and what we've got here is Sadie 2D Fisherman. That's another sound clip. But marker 4, we're changing, and we're changing the color, and we're adding beach. Boat A, so that was something I called the empty marker, which was we're going to change to the ship. We're changing the color, and we don't want any text. If you don't want any text, just leave it blank between 2 quotations. And another thing you do with the animation is move. So you remember the boat moved from one dock to the other. So here we got boat A, get marker position boat B. So boat A was over near dock 1 and boat B was over near dock 2. And what we're going to do is move the A marker to the B marker, and this function here, move marker. And then after a second, we want to hide that marker. So then boat A, hide that marker. So you remember it went across and then disappeared. So again, another sound clip, and then marker 6, much of the same. So we changed the color to black, and we added objective 1. And then we added the arrow, as if to say this is the ideal path you want to take through the jungle. And then if you go through, you can see they're all very much similar setup. So you can just add different things. So you can add the blinking, the movement, hiding, you change the color, change the text. So they're all exactly the same. So go through it all, and then once you've completed all those bits of animation, you then obviously want to close the map to complete your briefing. So open map, false, false. So that just basically closes the map. And then all I've done here is sleep for 3 seconds. So wait for 3 seconds, and then I executed the light flash. There's basically that little SQF that I made where the pickup truck flashes the lights 3 times. So that's it. What I'll do is I will try and put the whole lot into a zip folder and put it in my Dropbox, so that way you can copy the whole thing and then open the mission and have a little play with it and see how it works. It's probably the best way to do it. Okay, hope that was helpful. Good luck.